Hey, it's Quadix here, and I'm here with the next part. Um, I'm like a little late to this. It's at 54 likes. At the time I'm recording this, so it's probably gonna be out a while later. I hope you enjoyed this. Comment Q or any other comments you may have, and let's get into the story. 6 months later, it had been 6 months since he had started his final year class, and he had already impressed everyone in his class with his skills and was now at the top of the class. He started to hang out with Hayate, Hana, and Yugao, and even met a couple of the other students. He even started considering them as his close friends, though Yugao still teased him whenever she got a chance, and Hana also joined her now, but he still enjoyed spending time with them. He even went on to train with them after academy sometimes, and seeing him making friends, Hiruzen, Itachi, and Shisui were all happy for him. He was now sitting in the class, and next to him sat Yugao, who seemed to be paying close attention to what Iruka was teaching. Naruto was brought out of his thoughts by Iruka when he heard his name. Naruto, would you tell the class which jutsu this hand sign is for? Naruto looked at the hand sign on the board. Then he answered, "It's for water style, water bullet jutsu." "Very good, Naruto, as always." Iruka complimented him with a smile. Some of the kids glared at him, and Yugao, Yugao looked him at the corner of her eye and smirked. "Wow, Naru, you're so smart." Naruto sighed at her teasing. "Would you stop that, Yugao?" He glared at her. Yugao just giggled in response. "Naruto and Yugao, don't disturb the class and pay attention closely," Iruka scolded them. They both apologized to him and went on listening to him. After some time, the class ended and Iruka called out to everyone. "Well, now we have physical class, and we're going out for some one-on-one fights." Iruka then took everyone towards the training ground and motioned them to stand in a straight line. "I will be calling out names and will pair the opponents like this, alright?" He then called out the first pair and the fight went on for some minutes. After that, some more fights went on and Naruto observed from the sidelines. This was the first time he had seen any of them fight. He was impressed with Yugao, Hana, and Hayate as they beat their opponents. He congratulated them on their performance. He wondered if the other students were interested in seeing him fight. Finally, it was his turn as Iruka called him forward with another student. The other student was muttering amongst themselves about how he would do against last year's topper, but he ignored them as he stepped in the circle and looked at his opponent, waiting for Iruka to start the match. They both made the confrontational seal with their hand. "Both fighters ready?" They both nodded. "Hajime," Iruka stated. Iruka stated as he started the fight. Naruto's opponent wasted no time in attacking him and went to a punch. Naruto quickly sidestepped so the punch would miss him. He continued to block and dodge attacks. Soon his opponent started to get frustrated and lose his concentration as the match dragged on. With every attack, Naruto would either block his punch or dodge his attack. Naruto could read his opponent's attack clearly. He wasn't using his Sharingan, but he still could see it clearly because of the regular training with Itachi and Shisui. Suddenly taking advantage of his opponent's lack of concentration, he went under his defense and kicked them hard in the stomach, sending him staggering back. He then pushed him down and held a punch in front of his face. All the present students looked on with wide eyes. Even his friends were looking at him in shock. Iruka himself looked impressed. "Winner, Naruto Uzumaki." Then Naruto and his opponent offered each other the recollection seal in respect. Naruto went over to stand with the other students, but just as he came to a stop, Hana held him in a headlock and messed his hair as she teased him. "Hey, look, Yugao, our little Naru is a prodigy." "Yeah, I didn't know our Naru was so strong." Yugao spoke and looked at Naruto with an innocent look. "You're not going to force us to call you Naruto-sama from now on, are you, Naru?" The other students were looking at their interaction with amusement, and Ryuko himself seemed to be holding his laugh. Naruto, on the other hand, was getting embarrassed by all the attention he was getting. He released himself from Hana's hold. Get off me, woman! He glared at both of them. The others laughed at his embarrassment, and he tried to hide his face from them. Finally, Iruka decided to stop this. Alright, that's enough, everyone. Unknown to Naruto, though, was that someone else was looking at him from the terrace and was smiling happily at his interaction with his fellow students. Itachi smiled sadly and gave him a last glance before disappearing into the wind. Naruto looked towards the terrace, suddenly feeling that someone was watching him from up there. But seeing nothing, he assumed it was only his imagination as he followed the others towards the classroom. That night, Naruto was in his apartment, laying on the bed. He was thinking over his day, but he couldn't shake the feeling that something very bad was going to happen. Even Itachi and Shisui hadn't come to training ground today. But thinking about it, he realized he hadn't really seen Shisui for a week, and he had only met Itachi a couple of times during the week. He heard a knocking sound on his window and immediately pulled a kunai, but soon relaxed when he noticed it was a crow. He only knew 2 people who used crows. He went to open the window, and the crow quickly came inside and circled around a bit before it was followed by more crows, until they all seemed to merge and Itachi formed in his room. Naruto's eyes widened in shock. Itachi was in his Anbu uniform, but it was the amount of blood covering him and his clothes that caused the shock. What happened, Itachi? What is this all about? He then noticed the tears marking Itachi's cheeks. Itachi first went towards the window and closed it, then turned towards Naruto, who was still looking at him with a shocked expression. Calm down, Naruto-kun. What's going on, Itachi? Why are you here like this? What happened? Naruto asked hurriedly. Itachi smiled at him a little. I came here to see you. Naruto noticed his smile and knew it was fake. Why? I'm leaving, Naruto-kun, Itachi responded. Where are you going? And why is there so much blood on you? Naruto asked, getting a bad feeling about all this. Itachi walked up to him and kneeled down to his level. I am leaving the village. As for the blood, he stopped and looked at his clothes. I slaughtered the whole Uchiha clan, leaving my brother Sasuke the only survivor. I am now a traitor to the village. Naruto froze on the spot. He couldn't believe it. His mind went blank, and he didn't know what to think. He stepped back a little and looked at Itachi in complete shock, and didn't notice when tears began to flow from his eyes. He then grabbed Itachi by his collar and glared at him. What the hell were you thinking about? Why would you do something like that? And where is Shisui? Itachi tried to calm him down by putting his hand on Naruto's shoulder. I had no other choice. You're talking nonsense. Where the hell is Shisui? Naruto asked loudly, losing his patience. Shisui is dead. He died a week ago, Itachi answered him, and Naruto looked at him with another shocked expression. How? Naruto asked weakly. Itachi pulled Naruto into a hug and spoke. Me and Shisui were both double agents. The Uchiha clan was plotting a revolt against the village to gain power, and my father told me to supply the village secrets to the clan. But I told the Hokage-sama and the elders. I became their spy in the clan, but the clan started to suspect me, so they ordered Shisui to keep an eye on me. They didn't know he was working with me to stop the clan from completing their plans. Now it was starting to become clear for Naruto. This is why they both looked stressed and had been coming late for training. This explains their cold behavior sometimes. But how could you kill the whole clan? I had no other option. If I didn't, then the village would be caught up in a civil war, and other nations could try to take advantage of that. I needed to prevent another shinobi war, Itachi responded. But that was your own clan, Naruto protested. The clan is not more important than the whole village, Naruto. I am Itachi Uchiha of the Leaf first. The Uchiha clan comes second. But you can't leave me. And what about your brother Sasuke? Naruto tried to reason out with him. I'm sure Gigi-chan can do something to help you out. I'm sure Gigi-chan can do something to help you out. Don't worry, Naruto-kun. Don't you remember you once told me that being shinobi means self-sacrifice? That's what I'm doing. This is my sacrifice for the betterment of the village. But I don't want you to leave, Naruto cried. Don't worry, Naruto. I am sure you and Sasuke will both be fine. You still have people here who care about you. Itachi then hugged them tightly as tears flowed from his eyes. I must be going now. Hokage-sama is preparing for my leave. I will be supplying information by infiltrating the enemy lines, and I will leave the village to you. Wait, please don't go, Nisan. Naruto tried to stop him. You're just like me, Naruto. I know you'll understand me. Just remember that the nameless individual who maintain peace from the shadows are true shinobi. Shisui taught us both that. Then he tapped Naruto's forehead with his two fingers. And don't worry too much. We'll meet again one day. Then his body started dissolving into individual curls, and he gave one final smile to Naruto before fully disappearing. Naruto dropped to his knees and cried. He felt the seal around his eyes disappear, and his Sharingan activated as Tomoe started to shift. That night, he gained a third Tomoe in both his eyes as they started spinning madly before stopping to show a fully matured Sharingan. Itachi, Shisui, I promise that I will become a true shinobi, just like you both, and protect this village with everything I have till my last breath. This is my promise as Naruto Uzumaki of the village hidden in the leaves. A week later, Naruto was standing in the training ground field looking at the big stone with shinobi written on it in kanji. He had been standing there for an hour now, just looking at the stone. It had been a week since Itachi left the village and was now marked as an S-rank criminal for his crimes against the village. Hiruzen had talked with him and explained everything in details as Itachi told him. He knew the truth, but Hiruzen had asked him to keep it a secret. He didn't talk to anyone properly and became more quiet, even acting cold with his friends. The whole village was cursing Itachi for what he did, and he thought bitterly that the person the whole village is cursing for killing their precious Uchiha clan was actually the one who saved them and their families. Shinobi don't fight for personal glory. Nameless individuals who maintain peace from the shadows are true shinobi, he thought, remembering what Itachi had told him that night. Hey Naruto! He looked to his right and noticed Yugao running towards him and waving to get his attention. He just looked at her as she came to stop in front of him and catch her breath. I was looking for you. She waited for his response but got nothing in return, so she shook her head. Well, anyways, me and Hana are going to the dango shop to get something to eat. Do you want to join us? Naruto didn't respond and walked past her. I have to go for my shuriken training. Yugao looked sad at his refusal. Well, right then, so you want to hang out later? He just continued walking. Some other kids from their class were also watching this, but he didn't care. Hey, you think you're better than us, huh? One of them shouted. Naruto continued to walk, not paying them any attention. Answer us, damn it. I hate your attitude. Always trying to show off. Another one chatted when he didn't respond. My mother told me that the Kyuubi attacked us. My mother told me that the Kyuubi attack was all you're doing. The same kid spoke. My father died in the attack, you monster. First false charges, then a broad interpretation. It was precisely in these kinds of human feelings that the origin of war lay. A person wants to bury somehow the sense of loss after losing someone they love. This feeling, a feeling that they don't know to vent, snatches away their power of judgment and runs wild. And then they hurt someone. Each and every word out of the elder boy's mouth made Naruto feel more and more weighed down, but still not stopping. You're not going to listen like this, huh? That's fine. We have other ways to get you to talk, one said with a smirk. Hey, leave him alone, Yugao demanded. They paid her no mind and threw a rock towards his head. Naruto dodged it without even looking. They started to throw more rocks at him and he continued to dodge. The thought of fighting them crossed his mind suddenly. A It would take him even 3 minutes to beat down these fools, but if he decided to fight them now, then he wouldn't be able to stop himself from killing them. These students didn't understand that the institution of school was protecting them. "Hey, what are you doing? Stop it," Yuga demanded. "Don't worry, we're just playing here, and he's a tough guy. He can handle it," one of them responded calmly. Naruto suddenly turned around, jumped, and caught the rock in his hand, and threw it back at them, deflecting all the rocks they hurled at him mid-air, and hitting the final rock from the hand of the kid in front. They all looked at him with shocked expressions and didn't say anything. Naruto turned around and walked off the field. "Please, talk to me, Naru," Yuga thought with a concerned look. Time skip, graduation day. That's where I'm gonna end it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Get this to 50 likes for the next part. Bye.
Making myself easy.